Bitcoin, crypto, digital assets. These are all relatively new things. And as with any things that are relatively new or changing technologies, we need to update our legal documents to account for them. Unfortunately, many legal documents just don't account for them. They're out of date, or attorneys don't understand the property well enough to account for these things in an estate plan and ensure that they're properly transitioned over to the heirs, that they inherit them. So as you may know, crypto, digital assets are kept in a number of different ways, including different types of wallets on platforms like Coinbase, or perhaps a hard wallet like a ledger, which I own. And these wallets hold the addresses to verify ownership of these assets. Now, what happens if you die and your will says nothing about any of these digital assets? The executor of your estate is going to have a really hard time figuring out what you actually own. They might be able to find investment accounts, bank accounts, things like that. But actually finding out that there's a ledger hard wallet stored in a safe somewhere or in a safety deposit box is a whole nother thing. So when we prepare an estate plan for our clients, we ask them these questions. Do you have digital currency? Do you have crypto? Where is it located? Where is it stored? These things can be identified in the will so that it's all in one place. When you die, there's an instruction manual for the heirs. They know where these things generally are, how to get a hold of them. Most importantly, these things can be a little complicated, right? There's seed phrases for recovery of the hard wallet. There's pins. There's all that kind of information. Where do you put that? Do you put it in the will itself? Is there a separate document that's provided along with the will, so that when the heirs need to take possession of these assets, that they can get possession of them? Are these things identified sufficiently, and are they probated sufficiently in the estate to ensure that ownership of the digital currency transfers to the heirs? At the end of the day, it's just like any other property, like a car or a bank account or cash under a mattress. They can be accounted for. There can be instructions to allow the heirs to easily collect these things and include them as part of the estate and ensure that they have an ownership interest in these assets. It just needs to be thought through, preferably with an estate planning attorney that has knowledge and understands digital currencies, so everything can be smoothly devised over to the heirs.